What's up guys, Zane here, and welcome to my guide and opinion on the Kraken release. So on February 15th on PkHonor, the Kraken was actually released, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys the best methods to kill it and my opinion on what should or shouldn't be changed. So let's start off with requirements. First off, to actually kill the Kraken, you need to have it as a Slayer task. To get it as a Slayer task, you need to have 87 Slayer and a Slayer streak of at least 3. Now, if you're going to use the rope swing area, you must be a premium member or an Iron Man, and you also need to have 95 agility. I also highly suggest having 99 magic, access to protection prayers, and herb lore so you can get those potions like overloads and Saradomin brews and make them yourselves. Now, to actually get to the Kraken, you need to use a glory and choose Karamja. You need to run west past the volcano through the gate, etc. And then use the rope swing if you're premium and have 95 agility or an Iron Man member. Now, to get a glory, you can get them from players, you can get them from monsters, shops, etc., etc. They're pretty easy to get, and you shouldn't have any trouble actually getting access to the glory. It is kind of annoying to get here, though. Now, the inventory setup. This is obviously interchangeable depending on who you are as a player, what kind of gear you're using. Obviously, the cheaper gear you have, the less defense you have, the more Saradomin brews you're going to want to bring. But there are a few things that you must bring, including overloads. These are really going to make your kills a lot more efficient. Runes for those blood barrages and blitzes or ice barrages, a glory to teleport there, and some form of regenerating your prayer points, be it super prayer, potions, super restores, or prayer potions, and then some type of food like Saradomin brews or regular food. For the prayer, I highly suggest protecting range using augury for magic damage and defense. You can get this from the Caliphate Queen or other players. If you don't have augury and you don't want to buy it or go to KQ, you can also use Mystic Might. I'm actually currently testing out Soul Split, but I want to get this guide out to you really quickly because I have had a lot of people actually asking me about the Kraken. I'll add an annotation on screen right now to tell you about Soul Split once I've actually gotten the testing done. Now, the amulets. I've had some people ask me about the different amulets and which amulet they should use. Obviously, if you're a new player, you should use a Fury or a Third Age amulet. They're both cheap and have really good bonuses. Now, if you do have 2,000 Slayer points, you can either use the Blast or the Pulse. I suggest for Kraken using the Pulse over the Blast because it gives you some really nice accuracy. Now, if you have 300 to 400 mil to spare and you're wondering, should I get the stream or should I get the occult? Well, if you're PVMing, get the occult, and if you're a PvPer, get the stream. So obviously for this Kraken guide, the occult necklace is by far the best amulet to use when it comes to Kraken. It's going to give you that accuracy, and it's also going to give you those overall bonuses that you get from a lot of other necklaces, which makes it a great amulet and necklace for Kraken. Now, the gear. As you can see right here, this gear price is 300 to 400 mil. You should be able to get these items in about a day or two of playing. I've gotten these items on my Iron Man. It's really easy to get them. You don't need to be a donator to use a Staff of Light either. However, if that's the big bank breaker, you can just use a Mystic Staff as well. It's not really that big of a deal. However, you must have a Slayer Helm, obviously. That really makes it efficient. Now, if you have a little bit more cash to spend, if you have around 12 to 14 bill, you can get Virtus, a Divine. If you're wondering what of these items you should definitely pick up, I would say the Chaotic Staff and the Divine are really good. Divine, #1 item, especially for PVMers, for anything. Now, the drops are pretty interesting, actually. They drop pretty decent things, including the baby Kraken pet, but what you really want to look at is the Abyssal Tentacle, which can be added to a normal or custom whip, making it pretty strong, actually, much better than the normal whip. Or, the second unique drop is the Trident of the Seas. This is a magic staff that is supposed to be a lot quicker and a lot better than a lot of the other staffs. However, it sadly is not. And this is actually where I'm going to talk about my opinion when it comes to the Kraken. In the background, there's going to be me killing the Kraken. I've been testing out a lot of different methods when it comes to Kraken. Should you protect range? Should you soul split? Should you use blitz? Or should you use barrage? Etc, etc. And so in this little space, I'm actually going to be talking about that. However, if you don't care about the opinions or anything like that, you have nothing to learn anymore. You got your guide, you know how to kill Kraken now, so go enjoy it. Go get that pet, go get those tentacles and whatnot, and enjoy. At the time of making this video, the tentacles and the trident and all that go for around 1 to 3 bill. So it's still a decent way of making money, but it is by no means a fantastic way of making money. So, Kraken, what would I like to see changed? The big thing about a lot of these bosses that are coming out for PkHonor, including, thermonuclear smoke devils, including the mole, and now including the Kraken, is a lot of these bosses drop in old school RS or 07 RS. They drop items that correspond to items that were already in original RuneScape, such as the occult necklace being a responder for the arcane stream. They didn't want to add items like chaotics and things of that nature, so instead they added new bosses and new items, which really can ruin these bosses coming into PkHonor. What I mean by that is the simple fact that a lot of these items don't have any use here. We already have chaotics, we already have arcane streams and things of that nature, we have next gear, so a lot of these new items don't really benefit us. They're just more junk, more ways to make money, I suppose, but they're not really that innovative or different. So what I'd like to see changed is make the items a little bit more unique, especially for Kraken. Make them something to really revere, something where it is like getting a custom whip, where you're either going to have to hammer down around 10 to 20 bill, or you're going to have to get really lucky for those drops. Other than that, Kraken is pretty good. Some people actually want to see the tentacles added. I don't really see the point. You can add them for that extra little bit of challenge, but until there's actually a reason to get that extra challenge. The reason in old school RS there are tentacles and why it's a little bit more challenging is because those items are actually usable. You can actually make a lot of GP off Kraken in RS, but on PkHonor, those items are pretty much useless. They're not needed. In fact, the trident, as of now, as of me making this video, is really a poor item. It actually doesn't work well at all, and pretty much any other staff is better than it. So I hope that Mike fixes this. I hope he makes it a better way of making money, including Mole and including the thermonuclear smoke devils, because right now he's doing a fantastic job of adding these updates and adding these new items, but he needs to do it in a way that it actually supports the players and adds new items that aren't just going to be forgotten. Mole is forgotten. Nobody cares about those items and whatnot. So hopefully he finds a way to really get those into the economy, really gets them into the community, and makes players want to go out and get those items. But that's going to end the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Comment down below what kind of guides you want to see, what kind of loot from videos you want to see. I'll be working on a lot of loot from Kraken. I'll probably be doing a loot from Kraken video in the next month or so. Maybe loot from 100, maybe loot from 1,000, depending on how lucky I actually get when it comes to Slayer tasks. So that's about it, guys. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. If you're new around here, you can subscribe. I do PkHonor content every once in a while. And that's about it, guys. Peace.